You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family. You are your mother. Whether you like it or not, you are also your father.
I told my men they wouldn't be able to kill you if they tried. Glad I was right.
You're just a criminal who murders people.
Be careful how you speak to me, boy.
Okay, oh cool, at least you know I made it. The keys, the phone, the juice that I don't really
I thought I could change my name. Start a new life. But I could never escape his shadow.
My son, you can't run from your past.
Is this what you wanted?
You got this.
Thank you.
Quick jab, left foot, right hook.
Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings music collaboration press conference with 88 Rising. I'd like to also deliver my special greetings as well for all of our press from across Southeast Asia who joined this special event. Hi, everyone. And thank you so much to our media partners for taking the time to attend our event this morning. Hi, welcome. And for our colleagues who are already present, please make sure that the name of your account is correct by displaying your full name followed by outlet and also your country. And to all of our media partners, you can also directly write down the question in the chat room below during this event, which will be answered later on the Q&A session. So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Felice Sumaiko, and I think now I'm cosplaying as Su Xiaoling. Do I look alike? Yeah, with the ponytail, okay. And I will be your host for today's Shang-Chi Music Collaboration Press Conference with 88 Rising. And first of all, I would like to state that everyone in the audience today will get a special opportunity to watch exclusive content. So don't you worry, because we will be recording the interviews on our end, and we'll provide a link to the files and after the press day. So please do not photograph or screen grab from your end. Okay. Let's start today's event where we will get a chance to hear more about the historical music collaboration, the project inspired by Marvel Studios' new movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. On top of this exciting opportunity, today is also a very special day for all of us here in Indonesia because Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which certainly has been highly anticipated, are now released in all cinemas in Indonesia. So I am excited, as well as you are, I bet. And Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is an all-new epic adventure that debuts the Marvel Cinematic Universe's newest superhero, Shang-Chi, in an origin story that blazes across the big screen with never-seen-before, mind-blowing action, stunning visuals, and MCU signature spectacles with heart and humor, of course, right? And for the character Shang-Chi, who lives in San Francisco and works as parking valet with his best friend Katie, has his life turned upside down when a group of assassins steals a necklace given to him by his mother when he was a child. And Shang-Chi is forced to confront a past he believed he had left behind when he was trapped in the Ten Rings organization run by his father, Warren Hue. That's a bit story about the movie. And Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is produced by Kevin Feige and Jonathan Schwartz and directed by the wonderful Destin Daniel Cretton. And there are also Luis Desposito, Victoria Alonso, and Charles Newworth are the executive producers. And for the screenplay is by Dave Callaham and also Destin Daniel Cretton and Andrew Lanham, with a screen story by Destin Daniel Cretton and also Dave Callaham. Okay. And the movie stars, the wonderful one, the marvelous one, as we know, Simu Liu as the Shang-Chi, and then Aquafina as Katie, and their Tony Leung as Wenwu, also Monger Zhang as Xiaoling, the sister, and also Michelle Yeoh as Ying Nan. And once again, Shang-Chi's journey is finally released in Indonesia today on September 22nd, 2021 in all Indonesian cinemas. So I am excited, and I believe while all the fans are excited to welcome the movie, Marvel Studios tops it off with a special music collaboration. And to celebrate the release of Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Marvel Music, Hollywood Records, and also Interscope Records announced a historic music project showing the next generation of Asian artists from all around the world through the official motion picture soundtrack. And the title is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the album. The soundtrack, which was released globally on September 3rd, features a stellar lineup including Indonesia's renowned young artists like Rich Brian, Niki, and also Warren Hue. So I am so excited for today. And to all of you, our special guests, we will get an opportunity to hear firsthand from the artists themselves about this historic collaboration. So without any further ado, please welcome Rich Brian, Niki, and Warren Hue. Hi, guys.
What's going on?
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. So it's a good evening for Niki and Brian, and good morning for Warren, I guess,
Yes,
right?
very early here.
Okay, so first of all, Niki, do you notice something on my face? Can you look? A little zoom maybe on my eyes? Can you see? I recreate your makeup on every summertime.
I was gonna say, do you have like some colored eyeshadow? I see it, girl.
Yes. Well, not I did, but my makeup artist did. So yeah, it's a cool makeup, right? Okay, so this is a very special day, and congratulations once again to all of you for this epic collaboration. I've been listening to it all day long, repeated it, and it was very, I would say, marvelous. Okay, so we have to clap for that for three of you, right? And we know that you guys must be very, very excited as we are, but it's only fair to hear it directly from you. So how do you feel about this collaboration? Maybe Niki, you want to start?
Yeah. It has been an insane privilege and honor, obviously, to be a part of something as gargantuan as Marvel. Yeah, it's just been a highlight of, I think I can speak for all of us. It's been like a career high for all of us. And it's awesome to be a part of a project where you feel directly represented and seen as, as an Asian person. And so, yeah, it's been super awesome.
All right, super awesome. Yeah. What about you, Brian? How do you feel about this collaboration?
I feel amazing. It feels insane because, it's something that we've been working on for so long. And, I feel like me personally, the whole time I was working on it, it's something that, I don't know, it's like when you're really deep in the process of it, you're just kind of like, you're focused and you're just making it and you're just making sure it's good. But sometimes you kind of forget how crazy it is until it happens, until it comes out. And then, the day that it came out and like the day I started kind of like seeing even the trailers on YouTube and stuff and like hearing my voice on it, it was insane, you know, like on my birthday, it came out on September 3rd, which is my birthday, and I went to the movie theaters and I actually watched it, and it's it was nuts. It was nuts seeing just like what we did, you know, in the studio for like so many months, and just kind of seeing it actually happen in front of us in the big screen. And you know, especially like towards the end, looking at the credits and like seeing our names on it and everything, it's just, it's wild, it's insane. And it's like, I'm really proud of it, and I'm really, really happy that it's something that, you know, that we were able to be a part of as like, you know, three Indonesian artists being a part of this like huge Marvel movie soundtrack. And it's just like, I don't know, like I would never expect something like this to happen. Even, you know, if you told me that this would happen like a year ago, I wouldn't believe it. And you know, so it's insane. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very insane, and it came out on your birthday as well, so it was like a very huge gift to you. Okay, so what about you, Warren?
Absolutely.
How does it feel for you?
Yeah, it's insane, especially being like a new artist in, you know, the 88 Rising collective. And I just got, you know, this opportunity very early, and I was just super like astounded, like of the whole idea of just doing the soundtrack. And that's just insane because I was like the biggest Marvel fan growing up, and just seeing the first, you know, Asian superhero to pop up on the big screen, I think is gonna do a lot for the culture, and just, you know, kids that look like us. And there's gonna be like a leading role now for the world to see, and it's just super exciting. It's been like the best time ever working on it, and I've been, you know, I've never been happier to see the movie and watch it roll out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With your voice on it, right? It's like a dream come true, I guess, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wonder, what were you guys doing when you first heard about this collaboration? Are you screaming, like dancing, or what? And how was your reaction first? Maybe Warren, you can start. Warren.
I was in my room probably like at night or something. I don't know what time it was, but it was pretty late. Yeah, I was just like, wow, I was just super like, I don't know, I was like very excited because like it's crazy. Like it's the biggest project I've ever worked on. Like, and it's just like the most, you know, I'm super grateful for this opportunity this early into my career. And just I was definitely jumping around. I was super excited.
All right. And Brian, what about you? How was your reaction?
For me, to be honest, it wasn't a very like, you know, it was a very gradual thing for me, because I was there when, you know, like we started talking to Destin Daniel, the director.
Mm-hmm.
We met multiple times, and he actually came by the studio to listen to some of my music when I was still working on The Sailor back in 2019. And
Yeah.
Destin is like the nicest guy ever, and he's been such a big supporter of, you know, of all of us 88 Rising, and like for me personally too. And I just respect him so much as a person, and I'm really happy that we got to do it with him. And you know, so the first couple of times that we met, you know, I knew that there was something that could possibly be happening between us and you know, and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite know when it was going to happen or if it was happening. And then, you know, I remember Sean, our manager, like started kind of telling me to make songs for the Shang-Chi soundtrack, and like, hey, like, yo, make something, you know, on this beat. And then it sounded like something that could fit in the Shang-Chi movie. And I was like, huh, I guess it is happening. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And it ended up being something that we were working on like nonstop for a few months. And you know, it's crazy. It's insane. I love it. Yeah, that my reaction was, it was very gradual, but I was just like, it took me a while to process, but I was super, super happy.
Okay, I wonder how it feels like. All right. So Niki, now it's your turn. How was your reaction back then?
Yeah, similarly to Brian, it was definitely something that was like it was a slow burn for me. You know, I got the text and Sean was like, okay, we're doing it for real. I was like, really? And I think it didn't, I mean, I don't think it fully processed for me until I was sitting in the theater watching this, like, wow, this is an actual movie
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we were part of, you know? So it was definitely like, it was a slow, gradual burn for me, but I was very excited. Obviously, immediately I was like, okay, how can I help? Where do I start? You know? Yeah, so it was super exciting.
Yeah, you might be pinching yourself like, is it real? Like me on the Marvel, right? The soundtrack. So congratulations once again. And so I would like to ask for Brian first. Could you tell us more about the process, where were all the songs prepared beforehand, or all of them are written specifically for the movie?
Yeah, I think I would say, at least for me, most of it was prepared specifically for this movie. You know, because of COVID and stuff, obviously it's been definitely a lot harder for us to get together in the studio all the time physically. So a lot of things would be kind of done remotely. But sometimes, me, Sean, Warren, and stuff, like we would get in the studio together and like be like, okay, we should work on this song today and then this song, and then we would have specific kind of tasks to do that week. Like, okay, we have to finish this one song. It's for this, it's for this bus scene, or like this song is for this scene. And then, it's always been kind of like, it was very specific and like kind of like one at a time for me. And we would just like have the instrumental, like we would work on the instrumental with these producers. We were working a lot with Bacon and the Donuts, and also Roger, and just a bunch of amazing producers. Also Jacob Ray, and we were just like, it was a very organic like experience. It was a really organic process, and it was really fun. And like, I'm just happy that we kind of, it wasn't like what I expected working on a movie soundtrack would be like, especially working on the entire soundtrack. It was very much like, it was just us doing it. And then we were just kind of like, I feel like Destin gave us a lot of freedom to do whatever we wanted. And
That's cool.
it was awesome. It was just really organic, and it really was just like, it was up to us to kind of figure out like, okay, on this scene, what kind of mood do we want to do? Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Right. And I saw you posted on your Instagram that you said there were no curse word at all.
No, not a single curse word at all. And
Right.
that was something that was really hard to do, but we did it.
You did it, yes. Okay, so what about you?
Yeah, Ryan pretty much, said everything about the whole process, and it was just fun. It was exciting the whole way throughout. Worked with like amazing producers, and we would just go in the studio. Some of them I would work at home here, even last year, and some out in LA. And it was just a really fun process. It just felt super natural. The writing came natural, and we just had these themes stuck in our heads, so we just knew how to like write to it or expand with that theme. But we do get a lot of our own creative like input in the song. So it's just it's just been a really fun process, and it's just showcasing all the talent that we have from every artist on the project. So
All right, very cool. And Niki, what about you? The process. I saw you posted also on your Twitter that one of the song that has been written the first on your living room. Is that true? Okay, wait. Can you unmute your voice? Okay.
My bad.
All
Sorry.
right. Okay.
Time. Yeah, that's totally true. Most of my songs were done in my guest room. I have like a spare room that's also kind of my studio, and I just plugged in a USB mic into my computer and I just track my vocals here. So I really, I feel like it's really ironic and kind of, it's ironic that we're doing like this gigantic global Marvel soundtrack, and most of it was sort of done like DIY in a way. Not all of it, but a lot of it has that kind of DIY spirit, and at least for me. And it reminded me a lot of when I was working on my first EP, when it was literally just me with my headphones in a bedroom. And it was sort of like it was like paying tribute to that era and kind of reminded me of that era. So it's really cool. It's really cool to be able to say that, my vocals on a Marvel soundtrack were recorded with a USB mic in my guest room.
Nice.
I think that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. With that simplicity, but we have a huge album that is amazing collaboration from many artists across Asia. And maybe you could please tell us the story behind this album and how does it resonate with the story in the film. Brian, you could start.
Oh man, let me see. I would say, with me personally, because this, like I said before, because a lot of things were done like very remotely, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
hard for us to kind of like all get together and be like, okay, look, this is what this album is about. And it's more about just kind of like, look, we're making this album for the movie. This is what the story of the movie is. The whole time I didn't watch the entire movie until, it actually came out. I maybe only saw like one or two scenes, but it was very just like, you know, I didn't know what I was making the songs for. So I just kind of
Okay.
had to imagine like, okay, this is Shang-Chi. This is what it's about. It's the Legend of the Ten Rings, and it's a first Asian superhero, and it's a big deal. So this is how I'm gonna approach it. This is how I kind of picture this is how I picture the songs would sound like in the scenes, and then all this kind of stuff. So I think Sean, our manager, he's been kind of like the mastermind of the whole album
Okay.
as a whole, because I feel like he's been kind of like A&Ring this whole thing, and like he knows very well like what kind of each song, like how it resonates with the story and everything. And I mean, like, even honestly, even him, like he didn't really get to see the cut of the movie until like it was about to come out, I don't think. So that's kind of like the big challenge for us, was just kind of guessing where things kind of belong to each other. But the whole time we were doing it, we would show it to the director and then Marvel and everyone, and they would be like, all right, cool, good job. And
Okay.
that's kind of how I knew I think that's how we knew that it fit the movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think thematically, looking back on it and like listening to the whole album now, it actually fits really well, and I'm really glad.
Okay. So it's kind of hard at the process to imagine how it's gonna fit with the film, but after you watch it, it was like fit perfectly. All right.
Yeah.
So, Niki, how about you? Of your songs, how it's resonate with the movie?
Yeah, I think to piggyback off of what Brian was saying, it was definitely like, obviously we weren't able to see the movie in its entirety until like when it premiered, right? So we got to see it along with the rest of the world, which I thought was really cool. But anyways, I think I mainly just had to use my imagination, and I think I can speak for everybody in that way. We just sort of, at least for me, I definitely just, I heard bits and pieces about Su Xiaoling, who is
Mhm.
Shang-Chi's sister,
Yeah.
and heard kind of like what her general vibe is like, her personality, what
Hmm.
story arc kind of ends up unraveling for her. And so I just kind of put myself into her shoes. You know what I mean? And was
Oh.
like, okay, what would she want to say? Or what would she find, what was important to her? What is the
Yeah.
message that she's trying to put out into the world,
Hmm.
right? Especially as this powerful Asian female character. And
Yeah.
so I relate to her in sort of just that Asianness, right? So it's cool to kind of write from the perspective of somebody that isn't yourself, because I think a lot of
Hmm.
writing for me is very personal. But this one, I kind of like took off my Niki hat and put on my Xiaoling hat and was like, okay, what would she want to talk about? You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
uh, that's that kind of ended up being the most of my songs. Yeah.
Okay. So, Warren, anything you want to add about the movie, how it's resonated with your songs and
Yeah, I
oh.
mean, they captured it perfectly again. Yeah, we had to use a lot of our imagination with these songs. But we definitely were thrown like themes to write on, and yeah, we just use our own creative direction on the song, mostly, and we just write from our perspective, our culture, and it's always going to resonate with the movie because we're obviously Asian artists, and we're speaking the point of view of how we grew up, and it just it always resonates with the song. It fits perfectly, and I'm super happy how it turned out. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Okay, all right. So it's amazing how this album could tell the story and the movie in such a different and unique ways. Well, when we're talking about the movie, and today, Marvel Studios Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is finally released in here in all cinemas in Indonesia. So yeah, finally I can watch it, right? And I'm sure that you guys have watched it maybe more than once, okay, right? So can you tell your favorite part of the movie, but please, no spoiler, okay? Warren, you go first.
Wow, that's pretty difficult. I watched the movie just last night and it was amazing. So what's the best part?
What's the best part?
Probably the fight scene between Shang-Chi and the Mandarin during the it was in the trailer, so we good. But they were just fighting with the rings, and it was just so cool. Just the choreography of the fight scenes and everything, and just how he I don't know, it's just really cool. I love fight scenes so much. I'm a big fan of superhero movies. So just seeing them too, and like the kung fu fusion and like whatever they're doing, it's crazy. That's my favorite scene. It's just so beautifully pieced. I feel like they really did a good job with the effects in this movie, and it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's kind of different with any other Marvel movies, right? The fighting and all of the stuff, right?
Yeah, it's one of the craziest in my opinion.
Okay,
such a good thing.
Brian, you will be the last, so I will go with Niki first. Niki, what about you? Your favorite part of the movie? No spoiler again.
I don't know if this is
okay. It's hard.
I would just say stick around for the, how, okay, it's not a spoiler because every Marvel movie has the ending credit scene and then there's another scene. That's not a spoiler.
Okay.
But anyways, stay till after the credits and stay and see what happens. It's probably my favorite part. Also, actually, no, I don't want to say that because it's
all right then. So make sure to stick around after the credits. So yeah, you have to see the credits where their name on it, right? So Brian, now it's your turn. Your favorite part.
Oh man. Okay, so I've only seen the movie once and I really, really want to watch it again. But from what I from what I remember, I really, really this is not even like a huge moment in the movie or anything. It's not like a big fight scene or anything, but I really love the scene in the beginning where it was Shang-Chi's dad and like I think that's when he met the mom and they were like doing a thing in the beginning. I forgot if they were I honestly don't remember if they were like dancing or they were like fighting or something, but the way it was shot and the scenery and everything, it was so beautiful. It was just like that was what made me like, oh, okay, this is a good movie. Let me just like really sit down and like focus on this real quick because this is about to be fire.
All right. So that was cool. That makes me want to watch it like right away after this event so I can watch your favorite part of the movie. And well, I will stick around until the end, like Niki said, okay? So, last but not least, do you have any special message to your Indonesian fans? Maybe we can start with Niki.
Terima kasih banyak teman-teman di Indonesia. Thank you for your support. Thanks for it just dropped last night, right? The movie. Go see the movie, and but also be safe. Be safe at the same time, and tell us what you think and stream the album because that helps us out a lot. And hope you enjoy the movie.
We will enjoy it. Thank you. Terima kasih kembali, Niki. Okay, Warren, it's your turn.
make sure to watch this amazing movie. It's been a long time. Bioskopnya nggak buka, and when it's open, it's crazy. Watch it with all your favorite friends, or family members. It's gonna make you emotional. It's an amazing movie, and yeah, like Niki said, stream the album because it's amazing.
Yeah, of course. So maybe kita harus siapin tisu ya buat teman-teman di Indonesia ya.
Yeah.
Okay? Make sure you bring your tissues, and for our Indonesian friends that finally we will smell the popcorn, okay, right? Warren, and then the sound of pintu teater satu dibuka finally, and maybe
Exactly.
Shang-Chi, right? Maybe
Exactly.
Shang-Chi would be the first movie that you will watch again during this
Yes.
pandemic. So yeah, go Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and please do stream the albums. And Brian, now it's your turn. Any message?
Alright. Terima kasih banyak teman-teman saya di Indonesia dan supporter kita. Please watch the movie ya. Nonton filmnya di bioskop yang di dekat rumah Anda dan bareng teman-teman Anda dan orang tua Anda dan mertua Anda juga.
Okay. The whole family ya, semua ya.
Nonton filmnya, bawa tisu kayak si Warren tadi bilang. Filmnya bagus banget. Banyak itunya apa namanya, banyak scene keren-kerennya gitu, action gitu, keren banget. Terus ada scene ada lagu kita juga, anak-anak Indonesia nih bertiga, dan apa ya, jangan pernah mikir kalau mimpi lu itu nggak mungkin, karena ini mimpi yang paling segila-gilanya banget menurut gua, dan ini mimpi akhirnya menjadi kenyataan, dan it's just nuts, it's crazy. I still cannot believe that all three of us are on this soundtrack, and we're all Indonesian, and we all started from just like a really, really, I don't know, I was like just a homeschooled kid in Indonesia, and I just came to America for the first time at 17, and now I'm 22 and I'm on this soundtrack. And you know, I'm sure Warren and Niki, like, they also have their own like really just unexpected, you know, upbringings and backgrounds, and like it's nuts. It's the craziest thing, and you never know what is gonna happen to you. And especially with Indonesia, we're a very like, you know, things are looking up for us, you know, like it's like everything is possible, and I cannot wait to see what else is in store for us as Indonesian people. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, we are in here mewakili teman-teman di Indonesia. Kami sangat bangga sama kalian. Jadi kita kasih tepuk tangan buat Niki, Brian, and also Warren. Thank you so much for being at this event, and congratulations once again for being in a part such a great movie on the Marvel, right? Marvel is really huge. Okay, so after this, we will have a Q&A session, but before that, we will have a photo opportunity first. So you guys please make sure your camera is on, and then we will screen grab the picture. Saya ikutan nggak? Oh, saya ikut. Okay, enggak ya, bertiga aja ya. Okay, the three of you. Okay, maybe you can say Shang-Chi, so it's like cheese, right? Okay, show your teeth. All right, and 3, 2, 1, Shang-Chi. One more time. 3, 2, 1, pose. Great, thank you so much. All right, that was awesome. So actually, I still have more questions, but can I ask this one? Okay, before the Q&A session, I save it from myself to all of you, the question. If you guys have a superpower, what would it be? What would you be able to? And what is your superhero name? Okay, Niki, start from you.
I'm gonna need a second.
Think about it. Think about it. What was it? Think about it.
Sec.
Okay, what is
no.
it?
Come back to me. Go. Warren,
Okay.
Go.
So, Warren,
Brian, one of you.
Brian or Warren, do you have the answer? Warren, maybe?
I don't know a superhero name, but I know like a superpower that I would, you know.
Okay.
get.
is it?
I would probably be able to freeze time. That's my superpower. Is that yeah. I don't know the
Why?
name though.
Why
Because
would you
I
want to
don't
freeze
know,
time?
man. I got a lot of stuff to do and just like pause my life a little bit, you know, and just relax. You feel me? Just on the relaxed vibe. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's
You
how I'm
should
feeling.
meet Doctor
Forever young.
Strange then.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so
For
freeze
me,
time. Brian, what about you?
oh yeah, sorry. For me, I think my superpower would be I want to be able to do something, do whatever it is that I want, and experience it for the first time again. I think
Ah.
I think the biggest thing in life is like people just do stuff and they get bored of it, and then
Mhm.
that's what makes them sad and depressed. And then I want to be able to like look at something and be like, oh, I want to do that for the first time, and then like I having no memory of doing that ever, and then like just doing it and experiencing it for the first time again. I feel like that would be like a really cool thing to do
Cool.
because I can listen to a song for the first time again, and that's like such a cool
Oh.
thing to do, and that'll make me really inspired, and I can like make the song again. And
Yeah.
my superhero name would be Henry Golding.
Okay. Why? Why? Can I
I
ask why?
You asked me a very hard question, and in the moment, that was the name that came up to me. That's what I want to be.
Okay. Okay. So Henry Golding it is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Nikki, do you already have the answer?
Yeah. So I recently got into gardening,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been growing a lot of plants, and it's
Uh-huh.
so fun. And so I would want to have a superpower where I can just grow plants, and I
Oh,
can like
nice.
it'll just explode out of the earth, and I can like manipulate it and like not kill people, but you know, like
Oh,
I can
okay.
hit people or like do whatever I want with the plants. And in
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of my name, I don't know. I really like the color green, so maybe my
Uh-huh.
name, like my superhero name, is an Indo name, so it's like Zamrud,
Oh,
you know,
cool. Cool,
emerald.
Zamrud. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd
Mm-hmm.
be my superhero name.
Well, make sure this whole idea is listened by Destiny. Maybe it would be the next Marvel movie.
There you
Okay,
go.
maybe. Okay.
Right.
All right. So thank you. Thank you so much for the answer. And now it's time for the Q&A session from the media. So it's from Indonesia, from Kiss FM Medan, Indonesia. Being a part of a Marvel project is insane with a caps lock. Yeah, for Brian, Niki, and Warren. If you guys can choose a character from Marvel and played it in a movie, which character will you guys pick? Okay, so the character that's already there. Okay.
Wait, but like the character in Shang-Chi or just in the MCU?
In the whole MCU.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you have the answer, Brian? I think you have one.
I think wow, how do you know? That's crazy.
I can see that.
I've always wanted to play Spider-Man. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I think Spider-Man is cool because he can do a lot of things, and the stories is really interesting. Yeah, Spider-Man, definitely
So
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, definitely
Yeah.
Spider-Man. So you have your own Mary Jane, right?
Which Spider-Man? Someone just asked which Spider-Man. I would say
Okay.
Spider-Man 3, just because I wanted to do that scene where Tobey Maguire was like dancing when he had the black suit on.
Okay.
That's what I would be. Yeah.
All right. Warren, what about you? Which character from Marvel MCU?
This is pretty difficult, but I was gonna say Spider-Man too because he was just my favorite Marvel superhero.
Okay.
But
Same.
probably Doctor Strange. After seeing the
Oh.
new No Way Home trailer for the new Spider-Man,
Mhm.
he's crazy. So it's like he can do anything in the world, and he's just like he can do literally anything. He's like he has all the superpowers technically. So like I'll be like technically invincible. So it's like that's the dopest thing ever. So
All
that's
right.
who I would be.
And you also can freeze time like you want to.
Exactly. My answer is
And
lame though
Licky.
after Nikki's and Brian's. So
Yes.
pretty lame.
So Brian, Spider-Man, Warren, Doctor Strange, Niki. Who do you pick? Siapa ayo?
I really like Wanda. She's kind of OP. So, you know what I mean? She can do like a little bit OP, but I love Wanda.
Wanda.
I
Wanda
probably
it
want-
is.
Yeah, I want to be her.
Okay then. Now the next question. We still have more question, and now it's from Juice from Malaysia. We know about the immense pride that goes into having Asian representation in a huge franchise, Marvel, no less. How do you feel about this? And what do you have to say to all the budding Asian artists trying to make their way into the world? Brian.
Oh, okay. I will say, I feel like we covered a lot of it earlier, but I'm just gonna kind of like try to redo what, my answer. But I would say this whole collaboration has just been like, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been really just like, I'm happy that I'm super honored that I'm the one that was like, picked to do this, and like all of us are picked to do this. It's such a big responsibility, and like, music is something that is it's a really important piece of a movie, and I'm just so happy that we were part of this, and it's something, and I'm really happy to be like, the fact that it's something so historic. It's like the first Asian superhero movie. It's insane, and it's just I can't stop expressing how crazy it is. But something to say to other Asian artists trying to make it, just I don't know, just I think take advantage of the amount of other Asian artists out there that are doing it. And I think, because just a few years ago there aren't really that many, and now the fact that there were like so many of us kind of doing this, just take advantage of that and take inspiration and be your own thing, like you can create your own blueprint and be something that is so exciting to the point where other people that you're a fan of will see you and be like, wow, that's cool. I'm inspired of that. And, because I think it's like, I'm just really excited to see what other Asian artists kind of pop out in the future. And I think the most exciting thing for me is just seeing the new artists that pop out. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Niki or Warren, maybe you want to add something? Or we should moving on to the next question? Want to add something?
Yeah, I unmuted, so I don't know why I just unmuted. Just kind of be yourself. That's so lame and cliche, but truly, like, at the end of the day, people are going to keep coming back to you for you and your music, and so, or your art. And so it's like, don't impersonate people, because it's very obvious when you try to impersonate people. You know what I mean? Because
right.
The reason that they're great is because they are great at being them. So just be great at doing you, whatever that looks like. Usually the fans can tell too. They'll be like, that you're trying to do something, but it's like, just bear it all and be yourself. Yeah.
Right. Be the best version of you. Warren?
Yep.
Want to add something?
Yeah, this project is definitely gonna inspire a lot of kids out there, a lot of new Asian kids to just go on do music. And I remember like literally 3 years ago being just nobody yet, or just starting out on music. And it's just like, seeing 88 Rising as obviously a big reference point of me to do music. And it was just inspiration. And be yourself, always be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. Focus on yourself. Just don't care what other people think about your music. And if you believe in it that hard, it's gonna work out. Trust me, because that's just how it works. Manifest it.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. So dream big. Okay, guys. And the next question is from NME Asia from Singapore. Did working on songs for this huge soundtrack filled with all sorts of collaborators give you an insight on or change the way you looked at your own music? Okay. Warren, maybe you want to answer first?
Change the way I look at my own music. I don't think necessarily. I always, go 100% me when it comes to like writing songs, and I've always just done that with any collaboration. And yeah, that just goes with like staying in your own path. Definitely, it's definitely a higher production than what I've done so far with my music, and it expanded. It allowed me to explore new things that I didn't know that I could do, like rap more or like just expand that level of creativity. So yeah, just I'll probably be more creative. It impacted me a lot, this album, but yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Okay, Niki.
I think like working on it was a nice little. It felt like sort of like a vacation from my home turf, which is like my own creative playground where I set up my home, and like this is kind of like where my brain lives, is here. And then with this album I was able to just fly away to this other place, right? And so it was just kind of like very creatively stimulating, and I think it just if anything it just taught me that not to take yourself so seriously. I know that sounds like really bad advice, but truly just have fun. It's music, you know what I mean? And sometimes like a departure from what you normally do can be really refreshing and exciting. And I feel like this album musically is definitely like a slight departure from where I normally would be comfortable in, but I think it was super fun. And it just made me realize like, oh, okay, I guess I can sing on a beat like that. And it was, so it was rewarding. So yeah, I guess like my advice is not that it was asked of me, but just in general, I would say like, have fun and don't be afraid to experiment.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Brian.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Niki and Warren were saying. I think for me, the biggest thing is like, how kind of it changed my way of seeing my music. Is more, it's more about like, it changed my way of seeing like how I can approach my music in the future, just because with this album, it's like, I kind of got a lot of opportunities to try new things, and try like rapping or singing because the thing is, there's a lot of songs that didn't make it to this album, and sometimes a lot of this, like a few of those songs are songs that are very ambitious in a way that it's like I'm like singing on this beat that it sounds like totally like not me at all. If you listen to it, it's like you don't even know that it's Brian or whatever, singing on it. And I think those are kind of like, those were really exciting to do, because it's something that you don't, it's hard to, when you're just working on your own stuff, it's easy to be kind of like get stuck in this box of like, okay, this is my brand, this is my genre, and this is what people expect of me, and so this is what I'm gonna make. So I think with this, it's kind of caused me to be a lot more like, to step outside of my box and just make music, and make it more kind of like it's bigger than me. It's for the movie, so it's like I'll go all out.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, guys, for all of the answers, and to our media friends, thank you so much for the question as well. And because of the time is up, and it's time to say thank you once again. And that's it for our talk about Marvel Studios, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings music collaboration press conference with Niki, Rich Brian, and also Warren Hue. Thank you so much, guys. Looking forward for the album, and then the next album maybe, and then go watch the movie. All right, guys. So thank you so much. We hope that this special collaboration can be a special presentation for all fans across the globe to enjoy Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings as the newest superhero movie from Marvel Studios that is rooted deeply with Asian values. So go Asian, Ray. Okay, so once again, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the album is already available for you to enjoy on all digital streaming platforms. So don't forget to watch it and to stream it. Marvel Studios, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, also with the soundtracks, the album, and all your favorite cinemas starting today. Jadi buat yang mau nonton, silakan to our media friends from Indonesia, starting from today, September 22nd, 2021. So once again, thank you so much for Niki, Brian, and also Warren. So thank you so much to all of our media. We can say bye. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank you to all of our media friends. Have a wickedly magical day. Bye.
Have a wickedly magical day.
I'm gonna set the world on fire. Dreams come alive when I lose my mind. Look in my eyes, you can see desire.